Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show.
Good morning, everybody. This is Paul with the Raw Life Health Show. I wanted to make a video today reminding people some things that people seem to be forgetting. I have a close friend who is suffering from an ailment, a disease, a diagnosed medical disease that is very serious, a disease that some people literally can die from. And I'm in her life to help her with the knowledge I have of eating better and eating well. And just like everyone here on YouTube, I'm in your life to do my best to help you, to understand what it means to heal from a physical ailment that doctors have no cure for. But I know through diet and lifestyle, we can make a difference. And I do my best to encourage people, but also teach people the best foods we should eat based on our own personal situations. And I also give leeway for people to understand or to meet people where they're at and what they're willing to do. But this particular person reminds me of many people out there, so that's why I wanted to make this video today to discuss it. First, I told him that I personally know people who switched to a raw vegan diet and got better from the same illness she was suffering from. Not a different illness, the same illness. And she said she knows, but there are studies to show, or at least evidence to show, that thousands of people that got better from a different type of diet that included meat in it, and that including a whole bunch of things that I don't necessarily recommend, especially in a healing situation. But this is what she said, and I said, well, how long have you known this information for? And she said, for years. I said, well, how long have you been following it for? And what's the longest period of time you've done it consistently? Because I keep seeing her not doing it. And she said, on and off for 3 months. And this was her particular week where she said this week she's just eating whatever she wants and she's reevaluating things and so on. How could you reevaluate things if you're not doing it to begin with? Fine if you believe something works, if you think that that's what's going to help you, but if you're not going to do anything with it, what's the point? And I see a lot of people in this situation, whether it's an excuse, whether it's laziness, whether it's lack of knowledge. People are not doing what they should be doing to receive the complete healing. And that's a problem. I personally believe if a person has been diagnosed with a physical illness by a medical professional and they are suffering the symptoms of that, they should go to the extreme to get better. And I'm not talking about the extreme from a medical viewpoint of taking certain medications and certain drugs and everything else. I'm talking about the extreme with diet. Now, when you're better, if you haven't been diagnosed, if you're not suffering, if your illness or your disease is not showing symptoms of getting worse, maybe there's room for a little leeway there, and you don't have to be extreme. But even then, being extreme is only going to help. Now, I understand there's many emotional aspects to this. It's not just eat this and you'll get better physically. There's some other things that determine this. But ask yourself as you're watching this video, what is keeping you from doing the best you could possibly do with diet? Not only if you have a disease, even if you don't have a disease, if you don't suffer, what is keeping you from doing it? You know, and I won't call them excuses. I'll call them your reasons, whether it's time, lack of knowledge. A lot of people say to me, oh, I don't know how to make healthy recipes. Learn. There's more. We live at a time we have more knowledge and information now to learn how to eat healthy than ever before. Learn what it means to eat healthy and be healthy. So, I have videos online with recipes, and there are so many recipes online how to eat healthy and be healthy. But what's keeping people from doing it? I have another person I know very close to me who's stepped away a little from eating a healthier diet, trying to justify eating unhealthy food. And they do not suffer from a physical ailment. And you know, it's just getting away from something that they were doing so clearly and so well. So how many of you watching have done that, where you've eaten healthy for a certain amount of time, but there's that phrase, fell off the wagon, and you might have fallen off the wagon. So instead of asking you what's keeping you from going to the extreme to improve your condition with diet and health, I'll ask you, what was it that made you go off the wagon? And how many times has that happened? And when are you going to address that issue that keeps making you falter? You know, did you not think it was working? Did you not think it was the best for you? Did you not trust it? Did you think you were missing something? You know, we have to understand why we do things so we could address the problems or the issues. And I always say consistency is the key. And, you know, what's making us not be consistent? What's making us go back and forth? What's making us doubt what we're doing? And these are the areas on an individual basis we all need to address. What's making us doubt these different things? And maybe I'm going to be focusing on more in the next couple of series of videos about some common things that make people fall off the wagon or turn back or not even do it. But I want you to investigate, question, think about your past when you were eating great. People say, "Oh, I've been eating. At one time I was eating great. I felt amazing. I had energy. I'm so much energy. I didn't even need to sleep a lot. But now I'm not doing it." Well, what was it? Ask yourself, what was it that made you stop? And has that happened more than once? Is it a common thing, or was it a rare situation? I know somebody once said, well, they were doing great, but then their father died, so they started eating emotional eating. Well, you only have one father, right? Did that happen a lot? Every time something emotional happened, did you stop? Well, then maybe address it from an emotional standpoint. Some other people say, well, I just didn't have the knowledge how to do it. I ran out of things to make. Well, then you got to address it from there. Get some more recipe books and fix up your kitchen a little bit to make these things. So I've seen a lot of this over the years as I've been eating this way, and I've experienced some of these reasons myself to a level. And so I do want to help you. I do want to encourage you, and hopefully this video will do that. And I hope this lady that I'm addressing that has the illness will see this video and it'll make sense to her. Because when I even tell her, she says, that makes sense. I say, even if you don't agree or want to do this, at least speak to the people who have done it successfully, those 3 or 4 people that I know with your illness. And it was many years ago. I interviewed them. Get in touch with them. See their experience. It's many years later now. Have they stayed with it? Did they try the other thing that she was talking about? And how was they successful at that or not successful? If not, was it too hard? What was their issue with that? And but whatever you decide to do, you got to do something. Don't just keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. That's the definition of insanity. If you want your results to change, you got to change what you're doing. All right, everybody, put your comments or questions below. Have a blessed day and a great real life.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.